Today we are going to be visiting one of the best settlements in Fallout 4, Abernathy Farm. It's close to Sanctuary, very rarely raided, and has plenty of farming space, as well as the highest build limit height in the game of 20 stories, beating out Finch Farm and Spectacle Island. Blake here is the head of the Abernathy family. You can chat to him and he will give you a quest in order to unlock the workshop. You could kill them all if that's an option to you as well.
We're a peaceful farm.
He'll kind of be a wee bit weary about you, but with Blake you can chat away to him and he will tell you of his daughter Mary, who Ack-Ack, one of the raiders that is tormenting this family, killed very recently. You can actually find her grave at the back of the farm. We'll have a look at it in a second. Now, once you chat to Blake, he will send you for her Locket in order to unlock the settlement. You can go straight on over to the satellite station in Olivia, and I'll show you in a wee second where the Locket is. Let's chat about the rest of the Abernathy people here. Connie is the vendor. You need shipments or supplies, she's the one you want to talk to. There's also plenty of plants that you can harvest, and they won't say anything to you if you do. Clarabelle is the local Brahmin. If you're chatting to Lucy, she'll tell you a wee bit about her. She doesn't act like other Brahmins, so if you put a feeding trough in, she won't go near it. Bear that in mind. Now, in terms of the inside, if you are in a looting mood, you can find plenty of supplies to keep you going. There is a lot of fertilizer, ammunition, equipment just scattered around the place. If you are having trouble finding any of the residents, check first this building and then not the fields out the front here, and sometimes Blake likes to wander around the back, in which case we have currently lost Lucy, so we'll try that out. If we use VATS here, we can see there's Connie and Blake, and they're the only two registered here. Lucy is walking around the side here. If you chat to her, she will give you an unmarked quest to collect melons for some caps. It is very low amounts, so if you're in the mood, well, that's probably a good starting point for you. Whilst you are in the area though, be sure to call over to this little caravan, which usually contains quite a number of weapons. It's one of the earliest places you can find a guaranteed bobby pin box, as well as first aid. And there's no enemies around here, so if you want to make this a little base of operations in the early game, you can do so. The grave of Mary is not too far away, sitting over here in a lonely corner of the farm. The family, of course, have definitely made it as nice looking as they could. She stood up to Ack-Ack, and unfortunately, this is what happens. Now, we'll talk about the radius of the settlement in a quick second. First, I will just quickly show you where the Locket is in Station Olivia, because if you don't get the Locket, you can't start building, so let's get it. The mistake a lot of players make is they think the Locket is on Ack-Ack, but instead it's in a toolbox close to him. And if you arrive pre-doing the quest, you can still get the Locket. So head straight into the bunker. And it's easy as fighting through all the raiders, jumping down. Ack-Ack does wield a minigun, so, you know, probably the most dangerous person you will encounter. In this case, it's a female. Sometimes it seems to spawn as a male. And if we open this wee toolbox here, you can find the Locket sitting right here. It's unassuming. When you pick it up, though, it does recognize it as a special item. Now, once we have that, we can head straight back over to Blake, tell him we found it, and unlock the settlement. Blake will be overjoyed at the return of the Locket for his daughter here.
I'll give you caps for any you can bring.
Right, let's have we chat here.
Farming's
with
hard
him.
work.
Won't argue with that. Blake Abernathy. Been ages since I...
So once you chat through all the options with him, and here we go,
I
Locket
took care
recovered.
of some raiders earlier. I think I found the Locket you're talking about.
You serious? That's great news. Connie's gonna be speechless. I'm sure she'll go lean on her prices after what you've done.
Nice.
And feel free to use our workshop. Least we can do.
Now that we've done that, we have successfully unlocked none other than this giant radius. So there's plenty of potato plants, and thankfully we have people to work it immediately. And you can see the radius is quite extensive all the way down here, making this a massive area for farming. Again, it's not rated all that much. However, When it is, it will be attacked from the north, the east, and the south. So do build defences scattered about, as there's no real funnel because it's such open land here. Even out the back, it still extends a fair bit. I think it encompasses the grave side. I could be wrong though. No, the grave is just slightly outside of the settlement. Probably stop people from trying to, scrap it. That would make sense. But the giant 20-story build limit, because obviously of this pylon here, is a brilliant addition. Now, you will need to set up some supply lines, because in terms of scrapping, there ain't that much here. There's no tires, there's not a lot of trees, and quite frankly, once you get supply lines to here, this place becomes a powerhouse on its own. So take full advantage of it. Make sure this is one of your top farming destinations. That pretty much covers Abernathy Farm. Up next, we will be looking over the Gorski cabin. So I'll catch us all over there. Thank you for watching.